Welcome back to Unchurched. I'm Edna White, your host, and today we're going to be talking about something that most people don't dare name: religious hurts and the traumas that shape who we are and how we see ourselves. We're not talking about theology or doctrine. We're talking about the real lived experiences of people who were told they were sinful simply for being themselves. LGBTQ plus identities, questioning their calling, challenging gender roles. These aren't abstract concepts, they're wounds. And if you've ever felt that you had to leave or left a church feeling broken, not enough, or afraid to speak your truth, you're not alone. Here's the truth about religion: when misused, can be a weapon. It tells you who you are. Remember that word I said? Tells. It tells you what you're allowed to feel. It tells you what's acceptable in their God's eyes. Some of us were taught your voice doesn't matter. Your intuition is dangerous. I think for you. I'm the leader. I know what is good. Your personality is a problem. You have to act this way. You have to be a virtuous woman. You have to be a chaste woman. You have to be this or that, bringing you in line. If you dare think differently, dress differently, laugh differently, be different, love different, you were wrong. You were sinful. You were broken. You were impure. And you know the most painful part? You believed it. I believed it because it wasn't what God approved of. So we're told. Who doesn't want to belong? Who doesn't want to be part of something? I remember hearing from a leader that homosexuality, being gay or LGBTQ plus, was a sin. And they tried to equate it to the Bible and created this context in the Bible for us to believe and adhere to. And then they tried to pray it out of individuals within the church. They had the power to. Like they had the laying of on hands more so than what God brought you here. And you have those feelings, those urges, those things. But God did that. And they could get what God put in you out. Think about that. The way I felt the day that I heard that, I was like, that's not love, that's hate. And you had to, if your child, cousin, mom, brother, father was that, you had to hate them. Couldn't be around them. That's hate. It's separatism. It was wrong. And in that moment, I started to believe that, but I also started to put up a guard. And I really started to say, well, if it's here, the way they're explaining it, then yeah, it's right. I felt small, ashamed, and broken when I heard that. I questioned if God could ever really love. Or is he all about the law? That there was this fine line, and if you went over this fine line, you were in damnation. You were in hell already. So you couldn't get out. Once you went into hell, you couldn't get out. I felt the pain of the people, the pain of family members, the pain of the community for years, of how they had to maybe hide, how they felt guilty, and their constant need to be accepted, but they still came brokenhearted. You could see it in them that they were broken. It shaped their identity, it shaped their relationships, and even how they express their gifts. And the hardest part, it didn't have to be that way. The church told them who they were, but it wasn't true. Think about this perspective for a moment. Being forced into an identity that isn't yours isn't just restrictive, it's traumatizing. Forced conformity, being told how to dress, being told how to talk, being told how to act, and who you can love does more than change your appearance. It suppresses your voice, your God-given intuition, your soul's expression. It programs shame into your nervous system. So everything you do, your body feels. And the message, although subtle, like the snake, as they would say, you are never enough unless you fit this mold. That being said to you over and over again. When that happens, you grow up carrying guilt for things you never did wrong. You may suppress your gifts, hide your personality, or pretend to be someone you're not. And all this happens in the name of God. Now here's the perspective shift. You listening? Your voice, your intuition, your identity, they are God-given, non-negotiable. True faith does not require silence for yourself, for me, for anyone. True spirituality does not demand you to shrink to fit someone else's version of holy. I often think of when they say holy around me, I think of the word, not W-H-O-L-E, but H-O-L-E. Breaking free from religious trauma doesn't mean abandoning faith entirely. It means reclaiming your authentic self and deciding what resonates with your heart, your spirit, and your purpose. I know this because I lived it, I've studied it, and I helped others unravel it. I've walked through the shame, the silence, the quiet voice, and the fear of not being enough. And I can tell you this, liberation begins when you finally claim your truth. So if you've ever been told you are wrong, sinful, and unacceptable, This episode is for you. You don't have to stay in shame. You can speak your truth. You can honor your calling. You can reclaim your voice. It's all up to you. And if you ever need support or help, I'm here for you. Listen, I want to thank you for joining Unchurched today. Remember to like this video, subscribe, and share this episode with someone who needs to hear it. Tell them to come on down. Join the channel. Come back as we continue to unpack religious trauma and walk toward spiritual freedom. Bye for now.